Logic, episode 44, part 4. Scooters, no-no zones, and Arlington tears. Mr. Hayes suggested electric scooters to continue throughout the city, and I would like to take a moment here to share something about myself. I will always want to operate heavy machinery, and then something with a motor too. My only problem is it's not bigger. I have a drive a tank on my bucket list. I am a huge Tank Girl fan. My basic goal with driving the electric scooter is that I just want to make it go as fast as it can. Honestly, I only started riding with my hand on the brake towards the end. I didn't want to use it. Smartly, I was following along for most of the ride. In fact, the few times I was in front leading, a few things occurred that were examples of why I was following and not leading. We're riding on the sidewalk faster than I ought to have been going. There was a group of people up ahead taking over the bulk of the sidewalk. Now remember that bit about not wanting to use the brake? I had a thought. I wonder if these work on grass, can they go off-road? If not, then brake. But they could. And I happily yelled out, "You can take these off-road?" And I heard people laughing behind me. Good. Another time I was leading, we were riding past the White House where the protesters were, and I got distracted by signs and music and thought the sidewalk had a dippy down. Negative, Ghost Rider. I jumped the curb and landed it. A protester looked at me wide-eyed and I just laughed. But I did pick up the scooter to get it on the other side. To be fair, Mr. Hayes and I both had the bright idea to ride it in the no-no zone before we knew there was a no-no zone. But in my defense, it did mean there were fewer obstacles for me to tackle, and I went super fast and off-road. It was really safer for other people and other scooter riders. I do want to take a moment and say, my life is always like this. Everything is an adventure. Something will always happen, and it will always get weird, and I love it. I won't ever run out of content either. When we got back to the hotel, we had gotten kicked out for smoking in the room. Oops. This one is on both of us. We should have acted like adults. So the situation was fixed, and we moved to another hotel. The next day was spent at Arlington Cemetery. Both of our grandfathers were World War II vets, so it was on both of our lists to go. I gotta tell you, it is so difficult to explain the size of it, but the massive weight of grief throughout it, it was palpable. It was heavy. And I walked through it in tears. And it just kept going, sprawling out. And at the top of the hill, in the background, you could see the mighty white penis. Just for that little perspective.